Up everybody, Master Reactor here with another online review of this guy who was a douchebag, to be honest. He flicked me off in every situation. I said good luck, have fun, and he shot me a finger. So the karma got his bitch ass. So you know I only post the W's on here. So of course I'm gonna post this. Let's see what it's been looking like today with the records. Let's see if I've been doing good or I've been doing bad. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. It's not gonna work. Let's try again. Let's try again. Ready, set. Let's see if it's gonna work. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? It's gonna work. Okay. So I have won 3 games today. All right. That was all yesterday when I lost AJT, which sucked. But we're gonna do a replay of this guy I just played. I think he's playing Go Control, I want to say. So let's see what happened. All right. I throw scissor, he throws rock, so he gets to go first. Must be nice. Already getting to go first. All right. Looking bad already. He's got Book, Meta, Tribe, Chaos Sorcerer, and Ring. I have Solemn, Jar, MST, Deco, and Spy. He decides to set the Tribe and set the Ring and say go. I ask if any trap does shoot, and he flicks me off. All right, awesome. I decide to set my entire hand here, Book, Jar, MST, and Solemn, and go ahead and set the Deco. Alright, he draws Book of Moon for turn, I think, or maybe Thunder Dragon. I think it was Thunder Dragon. So he decides to set the Book of Moon and then discard the Thunder Dragon. Okay? My cat's going crazy right now. What the hell? What the hell, Tat Tat? What are you doing? Alright. So he flips up the Tribe and tries to attack my face-down monster, and I instantly book his shit, so he won't attack. End phase, I hit him with the MST to pop the Book of Moon, which was, I should have hit the other one, obviously, but I didn't. So I flip, I draw, he says okay, I draw into Heavy, and I do Tribe for turn. I Jar Agreed, he says okay, I draw into Mirror Force with the Jar Agreed. I decide to try to poke, and that is met with a Ring of Destruction. So that was a big neg for him. I got my draw, and my deco already popped off, and then he rings it. No matter what, he was going to go neg there. So I decide to set Heavy, set Mirror Force, and set Spy, and say go. So now I got a couple back throws here. He decides to flip the Tribe, set his Goat, and tries to run into it, but I don't want it to get fucked over, so I decide to Mirror Force. I know Tribe's going to eat it up. So I flip the Spy, and he flicks me off again because he's salty. Obviously, he's a salty little bitch. I poke him for 12. He takes it. In phase, he decides to Scapegoat, which is fine. Awesome. I give him his 4 token. He gets rid of it right away. He metas it. Brings the Thousand Eyes Restrict out. I decide not to soul him or anything. I'm like, sure, you got me. Attack over it. Okay, cool. It's gone. He decides to set Deco and say go. I draw into Tsukiyomi. I decide to run the Tsukiyomi out and smack over the Thousand Eyes. In standby phase, I decide to Wing Blast the monster, discarding the whatchamacallit, the Tsukiyomi, and I set knock and say go. I figured he's just gonna set his monster again, which he did. I draw BLS, so I can't really do much here. And I knock his monster, and I just say go. I don't want to do anything. He ain't really doing much anyway, so he draws to do a dead knock. That's doing nothing for him. Draws Snatch Steal. It does nothing. He draws Heavy. He decides to fire the Heavy, and I'm like, all right, sure, you got me. I'm not going to stall him or nothing. I don't want to die. So he runs out the Chaos Sorcerer here. Now he's at 5,400 now. So what do I need off the top to win? Thunder Dragon. And my draw is Thunder Dragon. Let's fucking go. Discard the Thunder Dragon. Get it. Now, when I summon this Tribe, he thinks that I'm going to go for the Chaos Sorcerer, but I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm calling Beast. Get them all out of here. And bring that to my side, because I got Snatch Steal. Banish the Dark, Banish the Light, run out the BLS, and that's what you get for being salty. Fucking flick off that motherfucker. There you go. Middle finger that all the way. Sit on it and spin, motherfucker. Get fucked in one turn. Alright, salty much. Yes, he is. Alright, so we're on to game 2 now. I think I put my controls and Kaiku's in, just to put them in. So he has got Chaos Sorcerer, Goat, Knock, TD, Wing Blast, and Royal Decree. I got Tsukiyomi, Knock, Ring, Jar of Greed, and Fate. So I got 2 dead cards in my hand because he's got that good old Decree. He has a Wing Blast set. I decide to set both of my Jar of Greeds and say go. Maybe I shouldn't have did this, but it is what it is. So he decides to Wing Blast to put it back. Then he draws Graceful, which is pretty funny because he wasted one of his fodders. And he draws Pot of Greed with the Graceful. Okay, what can I do? Not much I can do about that. He's got the Pot of Greed. He draws in. And he's got Trap Dust Shoot. And he's got Decree. He's got the fucking goods right now. He decides to set Trap Dust Shoot, Scapegoat, and Royal Decree. He instantly Trap Dust Shoots me in standby phase and gets rid of my Yomi. He in phase Decrees. I chain the Jar of Greed, draw into a trap, go figure. And he drew like another meta or some shit for turn. I'm not really sure. So I instantly draw Thunder Dragon, discard it. I really can't do shit. So there's nothing I can really do. And he decides to set Faith and say go, which I have a Nobleman for that. And then I decide to set my Faith and say go. He's got the Duo, alright. So he's had Pot, Graceful, and Duo this game. Wow, this dude is really good. And Trap Dust Shoot, and Royal Decree, and fucking metas up the yin yang. So he's got all kinds of shit on me. And he's got the BLS. So on top of getting fucked, he drops BLS and decides to banish the monster, which that was never surviving anyway, so there's nothing I can really do about it. And I draw Sinister. I decide to set the Spy. He's going to banish it right away. I draw Chaos Sorcerer. No Dark. That sucks. Should have set the Sinister last turn, but I don't think it really would have mattered because Royal Decree is putting work in here. I set the Sinister, set the Wing Blast, say go. He banishes it, flips it up, hits me, leaves me at 900. And he says go. I draw another trap, and that's the game. Royal Decree is pretty fucking sick, not gonna lie. So I should probably put some remove traps in my side deck just for that. Remove trap is a pretty good tech against Royal Decree. So we're on to game 3 here. Game 3, I got Thunder Dragon, which is good. Heavy Storm, which is good. Breaker, Deco, Spy, and Chaos Sorcerer. So it's like an iffy hand. It's not the greatest, not the best, but let's see. He's got Mind Control, Meta, Tsukiyomi, Thunder Dragon, Kaiku. So I'm pretty sure he's got a lot better shit than me. My dumbass sets the Deco first. I should have set Spy because I don't think he's playing Spy. And he draws into Scapegoat. He Mind Controls my Deco. Flips it up, gets the draw. So more plus for him. Discards the Thunder Dragon. Goes ahead and grabs 2. Flips up Deco. Draws into Faith. So it's even better for him. He's got all kinds of shit. He decides to run out the Kaiku and say go. Alright, so now I'm thinking this guy ain't playing no kind of back row shit. He is playing Ring, but if he's got it, he's got it. So I run the Breaker out, and I'm just like, fuck it. If you got it, you got it. Run into the Breaker. Breaker runs into the Kaiku. He takes 100, and then he decides to Scapegoat. Okay, so I hit one of the Scapegoats, and I just pass because I have nothing else I can do. He draws into another meta. Alright, so now he's got double meta, Tsukiyomi, Thunder Dragon, and Fate. He's got all the goods here. There's no way in hell I can come back and win. Not at all. This game is a wrap for sure. So he gets the Thousand Eyes Restrict out, sucks up my Breaker, and pokes over my Deco and sets the Faith. Now, I draw into Faith. Now, there's a lot of different plays I can do here, but I decide to fire the Heavy Storm, and then Mind Control his Thousand Eyes Restrict, and then, boom, take his own shit with his own Thousand Eyes Restrict to fuck him all the way up, and I decide to set Spy and say go and bring it back to him. He decides to run up the Tsukiyomi, puts it down, sucks it up, takes my Spy, which is fine, and says go. He drew Scapegoat for turn. I draw a Graceful Charity, which is an excellent draw with my 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. I draw Tribe, Upstart, and Solemn Judgment, which is clutch. So that was good. I discard both Thunder Dragons, instantly Upstart into Book of Moon, which is another clutch house card. Alright, so I could run the Tribe out here and fuck them up, but I decide to run the Chaos Sorcerer out and boom, banish it. Set Book of Moon, set Solemn Judgment, set just Book of Moon and Fate. So I don't even set the Solemn. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even going to set the Solemn. I'm not going to get heavied. So he decides to Metamorphosis, bring out Thousand Eyes. I decide to book it right away. He sets the wrong card, Decided to set the level 2 and say go. I draw into Delinquent Duo. Okay, let's fucking go. Think about the duo, and I fire the duo right away now. He flicks me off again, because he doesn't like that shit, and I hit his Scapegoat, which is a pretty good hit. So now he's down to Tsukuyomi and Thunder Dragon. I flip with the Faith here, and I go ahead and gamble a little bit and go for the Mind Control, which is a pretty good gamble, because I get to flip it up and draw, and I drew Tsukuyomi with it. So hell yeah, it was a great fucking gamble. So I decide to poke into the Thousand Eyes Restrict, main phase 2, summon Tsukuyomi, set Solemn, and say go. He decides to bring down the Tsukuyomi, which I know he has that in Thunder Dragon. He hits my Faith. I go get Graceful Charity, because I'm like, fuck it. I'm thinking about it, I have to get Graceful. And he tries to duo me, and now I decide to pay half my life points and negate that shit with God himself, because all he has is Tsukuyomi and Thunder Dragon. So it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do, bro? I got fucking Graceful coming next turn. It's coming down. So he stalls for a minute, lags out, whatever the fuck. He's salty as shit, probably crying in a corner or some shit because I'm fucking beating his ass. So I draw Trap Dust Shoot, Wing Blast, and Trap Dust Shoot off the Graceful. I decide to discard both Trap Dust Shoots because they're pretty dead right now, not really helping me. And I decide to poke into the Goat with the Chaos Sorcerer. He stalls a little bit. Got to call Judge a couple times, and he comes back. Decide to run the Yomi out, put it face down, and then he decides to not Trap Dust Shoot me yet, which is questionable, but it's fine. So I just flip up the Chaos Sorcerer. He says okay, and I poke his ass for the 23. He could fire the Dust Shoot, but he doesn't, and I just pass. He draws in a Torrential. That's a pretty good draw for him. Awesome. And I draw Trap Dust Shoot again. And I poke him for 23. He takes it. Now he's only at 33. I set the Trap Dust Shoot, and I set Tsukuyomi and say go. He decides to run the Tsukuyomi out, which is fine. Okay. And then he decides to Nobleman the Tsukuyomi instead of the Chaos Sorcerer, because he says he has Torrential. He's thinking that he's good. So he brings that back. I draw into Mirror Force. Then he fires the Trap Dust Shoot. Now this is when I big brain him here. I instantly chain Wing Blast, discard the only monster in my hand, and send the Torrential back to top of the deck here. Because he was going to get it anyways, the Trap Dust Shoot. So I might as well let his Trap Dust Shoot let his Trap Dust Shoot fizzle out. He has no targets. So I flip up the Chaos Sorcerer, poke him. Now he's sitting at 1,000 life points. And now he has to run out the Tsukuyomi, which is fine. And he sets Torrential and says go. I flip up the Chaos Sorcerer, he has the Torrential, and I drew Kaiku and attack for game, and he's salty as shit, and he leaves. Let's fucking go. Whoop whoop. Got the W on his ass. That's how you do it. Yes, sir. But hit the like, hit the sub for more GOAT content. Peace.